Alright, how's it going everybody? So this is my mock-up of my English wheel that I'm planning to make. I think it's going to be a little bit different than this, but I've looked for a couple English wheels, and you know, even if you buy a $500 one, you're going to spend pretty much about that in shipping as well. So because it's shipping freight, and then there's obviously a lot of good ones out there like Metal Ace and some other companies, but I'm not looking to fork up $4,000 for a tool that I'm only going to use probably a handful of times. So I bought some 2x4 3/16 gauge or 3/16 walled steel from my local metal supplier. About 20 feet, came out to about $145. Bought a die set from Eastwood. It's a 3-inch anvil, so it's pretty small, but again, for what I'm doing, I think it's going to work. I've already, at this point, it's done. I've rolled some metal. It looks pretty good. So everything's kind of, I can replace things as I go. So if I want to cut off these little tabs right here for a bigger anvil down the road, I certainly can if I find a good set that's worth the money. But most die sets in these anvils, if you're buying them separately, one I've found are hard to source, but also, you know, you're about $1,000 just for a die and anvil set. So again, trying to keep this thing pretty cheap. Only going to use it a couple times for a project I got going right now. So this is what I've measured out. I originally had some base legs here that would come out perpendicular to the English wheel itself. But I went with a little bit different of design. I just put legs down coming out this way. So these are dimensions that, I used almost exactly. So it ended up being 5 feet tall, 34 inches deep from this point all the way to the back. So I can actually kind of tuck it away. And then I think it was about 40 inches wide, and then a throat depth of 29 inches. So I gave myself plenty of room to work with here. Again, dies in the anvil are small, but I have plenty of room to get, you know, big pieces of metal in here. So it's just going to take a little bit longer to roll out metal, but the dies will work nonetheless. So this is what I got. It's my paper CAD drawing here. So we'll get started. And I didn't quite get everything recorded. That's because I had some family in town during part of this. So just went out into the garage and started working away. So didn't put a camera up, but I tried to record everything. So yeah, we'll get started. Alright, so I had some leftover tube that I'm using just 1.25 inch and then some tube ends that I didn't want to go to waste, so using those to help make my handle for the adjustment of the lower die. So this is one of the parts that I was not able to get on camera, was making the landing for both the upper anvil and the lower die. So right now I'm actually cutting it off because I'm putting on a little adjuster nut on the bottom, as you see here, so I can lock that into place. One thing I found rolling some metal was it kind of walked, so putting on that lower adjustment ball or nut, so I could lock in that bottom die exactly where I wanted. So while I'm working the metal, it doesn't walk on me. So just little things I'm finding here and there. So I only put in tack welds, and glad I did, because I was able to just cut that off real quick.